Hello, sorry that was a really long intro. Technical issues. Great fun. Yeah, so I had a few technical issues with the old Instagram and I realised I've not fixed the lighting. Like, studio's a complete mess because I'm actually printing to get ready for this live. Yes, totally not prepped. But my daughter now has a sickness bug on top of everything else. So hey ho. Hi Alison. Hi sorry, that's my husband coming in. It's very distracting. Hello Emma and hello Alison and Rianne. And yeah, hi everyone. Hi Deb. Knew I was having tech issues. Yeah, just always bear with. If I've not quite appeared, there's a reason, and it was the Instagram streaming seemed problematic. Now I put a big notice in my Facebook group saying that I couldn't stream in my Facebook group anymore because that was the notification that I got, and yet I'm seeing that some of you are coming up as Facebook user. And that only ever happens in my group, so maybe we are live in there. But lovely to see you. Hello, Alistair. That's my husband, Gadget Boy 2000. That's him just checking everything's working. Hi, Sue. So, I have actually sneakily put something on the website today without a big fanfare. And we are going to play with that today. So there's a brand new digital kit called, what's it called? It's called Aquatic Adventures, but before you go hopping over there, I do actually have a code, but I'm just going to double check. I think it's Aqua 20, but before I give it to you wrong, I'm just going to double check that that is actually what I said. Sorry, I'm not looking at you guys. And we will have a play. I've printed out a few things. I haven't even fussy cut it out yet. So what actually occurs, I don't know. We will find out. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Eddie. Hello. We will get crafting at some point, I promise. Let me just have a little look. So this code will last a week. I've still to film the whole launch video, hence why I've not done a big shout out about it yet. So I'm going to film that after I do the live tonight. After I've done the live tonight, and hopefully that will go up tomorrow. So, but seeing as you're here with me live, you can get a sneaky wee look at it earlier. Do you know what? Because I'm trying to do 3 things at once, I can't actually see. I'm pretty sure it's Aqua 20. So try Aqua 20. I will look again, otherwise we're just going to be spending the whole time with me faffing on technology and it's already gone horribly wrong. So if you try Aqua 20, honestly, this kit is huge. We have 29 digital stamps. I worked that out. I think that's something like £72.22 just of digital line art, and the whole kit's £24.99 plus you get 20% discount. So not only of that, we've then got 29 coloured images. We have 18 papers, we have 5 topper kits, we have 11 ephemera sheets and 5 sentiment sheets, I think. So you're munching jammy dodgers, Sophie. Excellent. So I've just been printing a little selection of it off, and that's what we are going to play with. So here are some of the coloured digis. So we've got a gorgeous mermaid theme. Am I thinking, this is some of the sentiments. My thinking with this is that Mermaid is coming up, and there's a lot in the art community that do mermaid, and as crafters want in on the action too. So I thought if I created an under the sea themed kit, we could all play along, and it goes fabulously with some of the other previous JMC things we had. If you got the limited edition mermaids, it goes with that. We've got the calls. So these are some of the ephemera sheets I've printed out. So these are all ephemera sheets. There. This is a topper sheet, and this is one of the sentiment sheets. This is honestly the tiniest snippet, and this is some coloured digis that I've literally just printed out so that we can have a play. So that's all I've managed to print out. There was backing papers and I've not managed to get that far, but we'll just see what we manage. Hi Paul, you met Leonie from Create and Craft on Saturday. She's lovely. She's so down to earth. Leonie, what you see on telly is the real Leonie. Like, she's just so down to earth and so lovely. I remember spending a bit of time in her craft room in Create and Craft. It was fabulous. It was fabulously disorganised and messy. It was just brilliant. She's not there anymore, but it was good fun. You're cutting. Sue's doing some fussy cutting. Anyway, you didn't tune in to just see this, especially under the bad lighting. You definitely didn't tune in for that. You tuned in to do some crafting. So I was going to craft in my diary. Let's choose. I was going to craft in my diary, but we are also incredibly close to finishing this. So I'm kind of tempted to do a page in here. What do we think? Diary or journal? I'll let you decide while I swizzle the camera around. I don't need to do anything fancy with the lighting because we're actually on the right lighting. There we go. All I need to do is this. And we shall see how we get on. So yeah, as I said, if you use the code, I'm just moving the mic. Look at my gorgeous keyboard. It's just fabulous. I love it. I love the fact that I finished my journal. Sue has spoken, so we shall listen to Sue. So, I'm afraid we are going to be doing an awful lot of fussy cutting because as you can see, I managed to get, like literally this was printing as I was logging in. It's taken me all day to upload this to the website to make all the various thumbnails and things like that. Yeah. Now, I'm going to have to go landscape, I think, just even to fit the mermaid in. It's pre-coloured, so depending on how long it takes us to fussy cut things, we might manage more than one page, who knows. Now, I do have gorgeous papers in the kit, but I've not managed to print any of those out. So, we'll just have to do some painting. Let's swoosh some paint onto this actually, because then that can be drying while we're doing some fussy cutting. So I would say that that's fairly sensible. I'm just going to grab the, actually no, I'm not going to grab those ones. I'm going to grab these ones. Maybe both. Just because I'm thinking there's quite good under the sea. The Alison says the papers. Some of the girls in the design team have had a wee sneak peek. I managed to get it sent off to them. So I'm sure there'll be lots of things coming. Our Jan's been a busy bee. I've seen some of the things that she's uploaded. So yeah, this is always the most exciting part when I see what people are doing with the kit. Hello, is it Anna Bergith? Sorry if that just, sorry, I feel always bad with the Instagram ones. I feel like I completely butcher the names. Right, I'm not going to do anything fancy. Let's just whack this on. I'm also thinking that some of our circle bobble stencils could make a fun reaction. Right, let's actually make sure that on Instagram you can see what's occurring. Right, there we go. I'm just going to splodge it down because I've not managed to print off the backing papers. Those colours look gorgeous on the coloured sheets. Thank you, Deb. I have been working really hard that when I bring you new things that I am not just bringing the same old, same old. So I did have my colour cube out and I chose some of the, colours based on that. And I sort of got my colour. I'm just going to add a few little splishy splatters and we will leave this to dry. Does anyone do the whole mermaid thing? Basically, I decided I want to do this kit last May. When I did, is it Alia? We had Alia as a free digi. So if the budget doesn't reach to getting any new goodies at the minute, if you check my Instagram, I've literally just updated all my Instagram stories. So I'm just gonna leave that as is for the minute. I've updated it so that all the freebies and the links are really clear. So if you go into my Instagram stories, there is a highlight that says free digis, and one of those is a mermaid. So if you're feeling inspired and want to have a go, but don't have the funds, either grab what's already in your stash, plus those of you some of you may have the limited edition mermaid stamps, and some of you that have been with me since the very beginning, we did actually have 2 stamp sets that were called like the Ocean Dreams. We had one with the octopus on it and one with a seahorse. So all of these will coordinate. Look, she's so pretty. And I'm learning how to colour on digitally now, so it's just, I feel like I'm getting better and producing better quality stuff for you each time. But honestly, the amount of digital, somebody said should I put them on as individual digis, and I did think about it, but honestly that would have been 58 individual digits I would have had to put on to put it all on individually. And as I said, I worked out that for just the line art alone, you'd be £72 if you downloaded them all individually. So I just didn't bother. It's something we could maybe change in the future when Alistair and I have a whole day to try and work out what on earth we're doing. So I think we're going to have the mermaid as a feature. Hello, Sue and Caroline. Hello, Natalie, and hello, Jakey, and hello, Sarah on Instagram. Lovely to have you with us. So we are just crafting with a brand new digital kit. As I said, this is a sneaky pre-launch look at it because, well, it is on my website. It is available, but I've not done the video or anything like that. So because it's taken me all day to get it on the website, so I've not had time to film or anything. And as I said, my daughter's had a sickness bug. I have to say, I'm not going to lie, I am feeling ever so slightly queasy now I've sat down, so let's hope we manage to get this whole live done. Because my daughter was up being sick through the night, and I felt fine, but now I'm sat down, I'm like, I just feel a wee bit off colour. So if we abruptly finish the live, I do apologise, but hopefully we'll be all good. Hi, Sue. So sorry, I'm afraid that we are going to be watching an awful lot of fussy cutting for just now because I wasn't pricked enough to get that far. Need to stop cutting. My hands now are hurting. You've got dents in the fingers. Yes, so do I. And do you know the ironic thing about it is I have a Brother Scan and Cut sat in the corner, so I should be able to just get off these sheets, plug in the Brother Scan and Cut, and set it so that it's doing it all and it's ready for me when I come down. But that would require learning how to use the thing. Mel did actually give me a one-to-one lesson when I was in the Create and Craft Studios once. They actually got me live on air because they knew that I'd bought it, and I had to promise live on air that I would get it out when I got home, and that was probably about a year ago. So as you can see, I fulfilled that promise. Right, I love this little stingray. And these are axolotls. So these are Kezia, that was Kezia's request. When she heard I was doing Under the Sea, she's going, oh mummy, you have to do some axolotls. And I was like, what's an axolotl? Quite frankly, that's what I said. That was my response to that. And then she told me that this is what it was. And she showed me little pictures, and they are so cute. And they were really easy to sort of cartoonify a little bit because they're such cute things. The other thing, I've not got that printed out, is a sea slug, and it honestly looks like a cow, and it's a real thing. I'm going to see if I can find a video clip of one of it to insert into my launch video when I actually create it. So I'm going to see if there's a copyright free one that I can use. It looks like a little cow, and then it's got like a cactus. It looks like a cactus on its back. It's the bizarrest thing, but as soon as I saw one, I knew I had to draw it. So this is so these little creatures are axolotls, and that's why one's called Axie and the other's called Lottie. And these are in my daughter's request. I didn't even know they existed until she informed me of that. So it's amazing. Do you know the topic of Under the Sea? It is a whole world that we just don't know, and they're constantly making new discoveries, and they really are. I just find Under the Sea such an inspiring, it is like a whole other world. It's like a whole other magical world, and not one that we've made up in our head. It genuinely exists. All of these fantastical creatures actually exist, and they are the coolest things ever, and it's so colourful, like all the corals, and I don't know, I just find Under the Sea really magical. I need to change my mat. How filthy is this? Definitely need to change that before I film my the launch. Right, I'm going to leave that mermaid, because if we do that mermaid it will be a different page. But we'll just cut these ones out, because also we're trying to wait for the page to dry. You've just learned how to do your scan and cut and only had it, but now it's your new best friend. See, I really need Yeah, did I print the turtle out? I didn't actually print the turtle out. Thank you. I like the turtle too. But I was just quickly trying to grab a couple of images. But when there's 29 of them and you're quickly trying to grab them just before you're going live in literally 1 minute, yeah, I didn't get all of them. So we've just got a couple. But, you know, it'll be exciting to discover what they all are. Hence why I was meant to be doing a video. But that didn't occur. And I have a feeling, although I'd planned to do it tonight, that it might not occur because I am definitely feeling decidedly queasy. Although I felt a bit like this last night and then it passed, so I'm hoping it might be the same. Because I really just don't need a sickness bag on top of everything else. It's bad enough Kezia's had it. She's got enough health issues without a sickness bug on top, but hey ho. Hello Susan. Hello Bridget. Sorry, I'm afraid you're coming up as Ideas Maldaldes. Sorry if I butchered that name and don't know your first name. Lovely to see you all. You love the mermaids, Sophie. Thank you. We have 5 mermaids. So there's 5 mermaids. I actually started drawing this collection back in October. I had the idea for it last May, and yeah, I was still literally finishing this at the end of last week. It's also for those of you that saw my Instagram and there's pictures of my stories of me drawing on the beach. It was the perfect place to be getting inspiration for more sea creatures. So I did some of them then. But all those sort of bits of behind the scene things will turn up on my Instagram at some point. I'm not cutting this very evenly at all. Also struggling to concentrate on talking, and that's why some of this fussy cutting is so bad. But hey ho. The seahorse is cute too. Thank you. Hi Chris. Lovely to have you with us. So I'm going to cut round the excess. I find if you take the excess off, it makes it much easier to fussy cut more accurately because you don't have all the bit at the side kind of knocking against your hand. Alistair, if you are still watching, is there any chance you could bring me a peppermint tea down? Just to try and settle the old tummy. That would be marvellous. He just watches to make sure I've set up properly. Also, the program that I use for restreaming gives me all the stats for Facebook and YouTube. I can kind of see how many of you are on in the various places. Oh. I've accidentally gone live on Create and Craft. That is not good. Sorry guys, I've just realised something terrible. Hopefully if it been 20 past 8 at night, they might not they might not have noticed. Right, hang on. Delete. Delete. Oopsie! Right. That was a bit of a mistake. Yeah, I occasionally go live on the Create and Craft Facebook page, and I just realised in the rush I hadn't toggled it off, and of course I was busy talking about my own, but it's fine. I doubt anybody was watching at this time of night because it's not working hours, and I've deleted it off the page. Right. Oh, it's a fun day. It's a fun day. Right. So this is kind of getting a bit dry, which is cool. Let's just waft it with a heat gun, and then we could create some effects with some of our stencils. Oh. I know, quick delete button. Oh my days. In trouble for that one. I normally have it toggled off and I just turn it on the days that I'm going to use it, and I don't know, we've been fiddling with the settings trying to sort stuff out. I'm getting help with my Instagram, so it's I made a tiny bit of money this year. Very tiny amount, not a lot. Just boiling the kettle, thanks darling. And I have got somebody to help me with my Instagram. And where was I going with that? So because of that, we were looking at, thank you, we were looking at different camera angles and things. I went live on Creating Craft by mistake. Yeah, we were trying to sort cameras, because one of the bits of homework that she has given me is to try and make sure that I can fill in portrait as well as in landscape. And so we were fiddling with that, and I think in doing that I'd kind of hadn't realised that was turned off. So bad as well, because I was promoting my own website and not Creating Craft. Oopsie. I'll soon find out if I get a phone call tomorrow. Right. Stencils. I'm just stretching across here in case. I'm thinking that, no, I don't have that in there. Fun day sounds like a song, lol. Right, I'm going to just sip some of this peppermint tea, because as I said, I am seriously feeling decidedly queasy. Ugh. Right. I'm looking for either the bubbles or this one. So this is the giraffe spot, but oh, there we go. Looking for those two. I think I'm going to try. Let's try the bubbles. And what I'm going to do is let's just spray it with water. Run out of. We'll spray this with water and just leave it. I'll probably put too much on there, because I think, oh no, I have kept some of the circles. Give it a little minute to do its thing. If that doesn't work, then we'll go in and we'll actually sort of sketch the bubbles in a little bit. And moving my page, hi Rianne, and moving my page, that's not shown up particularly well, so let's try it a different way. Right, let's grab some gesso. Gesso. You moved over to see the difference. Do you know what? I've discovered that a lot of you kind of hop between them, just because the chats are different. So obviously, although I can see it from everybody, I've got like a platform that allows me to see what everybody's saying in different places, and you guys don't necessarily have that. So I actually watch some of you skip between them. Right, I'm just going to grab a little bit of gesso and just pop some around some of the edges of this. I'm not fully doing it, because what I want to do now is just get a little bit of water and water it down. I'm hoping this is going to do something. Not the best bubbles, but we've got something. And this is all the background anyway. This is background texture and interest. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. This that occurred when we started drying it somewhat bothers me. So I think we will need to add some splatters at the end. You've come over to, oh, so we have Wendy and Liz on YouTube. So currently there is 10 of you, 11 of you on YouTube. There is 6 of you on my Facebook page. Yeah, and I am streaming in my group, but you've moved over. But that's the best way because, to be honest, the chat doesn't work properly. I can kind of see why Facebook ended it because the chat wasn't working properly. Hi, Shiloh. Right. There we go. This is what we have. And then we've got... Oh, look, she's so pretty. I'm going to get that stuck down. Oh, she's so cute. I've not even started with the... So we'll put her down. This gesso here is quite thick and so it's not dried properly, so I'm just actually going to pick it up with my cloth. I would normally leave it, but... Okay. It seems clearer on YouTube. Ah, Wendy prefers YouTube because it's more stable. So, for those of you that are deciding, as I said, I am on Instagram, YouTube and Facebook simultaneously because I know I'm just going to put gesso on her face. Poor lady. Let me just take that off for you. Oh dear. Right. Well, we're definitely going to be doing splatters because she now has white on her face. So we will use splatters to disguise it. Right. I'm thinking the dolphin's going to be too big. I love the little stingray. Actually, I like the stingray. Let's stick with that. Now, I have just printed these off as you've come over from YouTube because your chat doesn't seem to go through. Oh, that's a shame, Susan. Sorry about that. I am just going to grab some of these. That's the seaweed. Did I manage to print off the coral as well? I've got the shells and the fish. Right, so I've got some coral. So I have, sorry, I just bashed the speaker. I have printed these off on A4, but obviously they are a digital thing, so you could shrink them down and put 2 on a page, so you can get different sizes quite easily. But I'm thinking that we will take some of these and maybe a couple of shells just to frame it a little bit. And take some of these blue ones. I'm thinking as well that I might do a bit of shadowing around her first and then put the seaweed in. We'll see. I'm just... Because actually this seaweed is quite big in comparison. Right, and then let's get a couple of shells. Don't want anything too big. Let's take some of the smaller ones out and you can just build it. As I said, I've made them quite big on the page, but I would probably recommend printing them off so you've got 2 on an A4 sheet, especially working this journal size. But what you want to do, the reason I do them slightly bigger is because if they're bigger and you shrink them, you maintain the quality, but if they're smaller and you expand them, you lose the quality. So obviously I want them to have like a good quality no matter what size that you print them off. We actually could... Sorry, this is me definitely just crafting on the go. Excuse me, this is my stamps. Hello, Joanne. Somewhere in here... Somewhere in here we should have the limited edition mermaids. Musicality. Sorry guys, I need to sort these better. Wanda mermaids, here we are. So I'm just thinking that stamping some of this might be a bit easier. So if you got these last year, these were the limited edition mermaids, but I'm thinking stamping some of the seaweed from there might be useful. So yeah, when I drew those, I did the free digital, which is still available on Instagram, still available everywhere. The links stay active. Then I did these, and then when I did these, I knew I wanted to do this year. It looks a lovely kit. Thank you. You have the steam from Stingray TV in your head. Excellent. So let's just cut some of these out. I'm still going to cut these out as the main feature, but I'm thinking I might stamp some of the seaweed from this. And as I said, we do have an even older set. Let's see if any of you still have it. We do have an even older set, which was... if I can find it. No, I can't see it close to hand. I may have moved it already. We did have Ollie the Octopus. I think I might have given it away to someone, to be honest. I think someone might have said, oh, do you still have it? And I was like, no, and then given them my ones. Because I can't see it, and it should be in that back section, because that's kind of where all the ones that are not available anymore live. Right. Oh, that looks cute there. I like that. And then get a bit more of this. Sorry, I feel like this live is literally just me. So Alison's got the mermaid stamp. So yeah, if you've got these, I know that they were a limited edition run, but you hopefully still have them in your stash if you did get them. And they will combine beautifully with the digital kit. And I'm a firm believer that digital crafting has its place. They all do. I love my physical stamps. I'm never going to stop using physical stamps. I'm never going to stop designing physical stamps. They're an incredibly useful tool that you can do a huge amount with. But conversely, so are digitals. Like, there is no way if I had made all of these images that are in this. I mean, the ephemera sheet alone. I'll show you the fish one. Like, if that had been stamps, just this sheet alone, if that had been stamps, that had been your equivalent of your 4A6. And so you'd be talking £48 to have just the fish in a stamp set. So when you start to think that you've got 29 images plus, I mean, I've not counted these as digital stamps, but that's another, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's another 15 images on that. And you've got the same with the seaweed and the coral and stuff like that. Like, the value of that is astronomical. If I'd push it on individually, it would cost hundreds, and it would cost like hundreds and hundreds had I done it in physical stamps and papers. This collection just, it wouldn't have been viable. I would have had to cut so much out of it. So, and then you can resize, you can flip, you can do so much with it. You can print on multiple surfaces, which we will explore a bit further another time. Oh, look, I love that. Actually, I'll cut these ones out. I'm kind of thinking that's just enough to frame it, to be honest. I don't know that we need loads more. So I'm a firm believer that both have a place. And if you can mix them together, even better. I mean, they used to call it hybrid crafting, but I just think it's all crafting, quite frankly. Rianne has had them. Hello, Simplemente Andy. Is that Andy that your name is? It's lovely to have you with us on Instagram. So we are making a mermaid journal page. See, I'm trying to decide. Now, I quite like it just there. See what I mean? I think that's quite... What do you think? Do we think we need stuff at both sides? I quite like that as it is there. I think by the time we get a bit of shading in and possibly stamp a few bubbles, that we could be okay with that there. You could tuck the green one behind her hair. Yeah, see, I'm thinking on the one side it's quite nice. But then should we have it that side or should we have it this side so that we're kind of swimming out of it? In which case one... decisions. Right, I will let you contemplate that. Can you either say right, left or both? And whilst you're deciding that, I'm going to stick down this stingray and get out my Inktense pencils and we will start adding some shadowing around her. Because shadowing will make all the difference. Right. To the right. Right, everyone's saying right. Shells on the left, seaweed on the right. That almost sounds like a dance. Shells on the left, seaweed on the right. Oh, I'm losing the plot. Could have a little starfish kind of. Shells. Where did they go? Right for the coral and a small shell on the left. So something like that. I will be crafting with this a lot more because, as I said, the whole idea of this kit was for crafters to be able to get involved in Mermaid. Because it's like, I see all the artists do it. Jane Davenport puts a prompt list up every month. Emily Harvey Art does one. There is just like everywhere you look, there is prompt lists for Mermaid. And like, I love it. And I've already seen some of the prompts for, like, I know the Emily Harvey Art one on her Patreons have got the prompt list already. And so I probably will start drawing new mermaids. But for those of us that don't draw, and we want to craft and do our journal pages and our cards but still want to be involved, I think that's why I wanted to do the kit. Right, let's get the Inktense pencils. Oh, I'm going to have another slurp of my peppermint tea because I think it is just keeping the queasiness at bay. I don't know whether I actually do feel queasy. I do feel queasy, but I don't know whether it's psychosomatic or whether I'm heading for it. Okay. Oh, it's a thing of beauty, this. I love this. Hubbles will be watching, but he bought me this for our anniversary many moons ago. I was very surprised. Well, I wasn't surprised that I got them because I hinted very drastically about it for a long, long time, saying how much I wanted some Inktense pencils. But I was expecting him to buy me just a few, and I was expecting it in a little tin. I wasn't expecting the full collection in a gorgeous presentation box. He's all right, really. I can't complain. Right. Let's get some shadowing done. I'm going to do the shadowing without this on so that I can really build up the shadowing around these images, and then I will add a little bit more once the seaweed goes on as well. Hello, Sharon. Right, I'm going to go in with my Inktense pencil. I'm just going to colour it in for just now, and then I am going to pull this out slightly. So yeah, basically all that waffle about Mermaid was I intend to be doing a lot of creations and then possibly following some of the prompts that will be floating around the Tinternet, floating around all the social media platforms throughout the month of May. And we can all join in too. And that's why I wanted it to be a Mahusive kit, so that there was the ability to really create and make it your own, because it's not about me. It's not about me and my images and what I've managed to draw. It's about what can you make. I love seeing what you guys make. It's honestly my favourite part of the whole design process. Like, I go through it all, and I go through lots of periods of self-doubt and imposter syndrome and all of that, and I kind of start drawing it and think I like it, and then then I'm not sure, and then when I colour in, that always seems to make a huge difference to the images, and think, oh yeah, that's nice, and I like it then. But honestly, when I feel the most inspired by it all is when I see what everyone else has made with it, and then as I see these gorgeous creations come in, I'm like, oh yeah, it is a nice kit. So it's definitely about you guys having the creative freedom to come up with the most gorgeous designs and creations, and it's honestly my favourite part of what I do, is seeing what you guys do with it all. So please do share. The other thing that I am going to be doing on Instagram is, if you tag me, so tag me at Julia McNeil Crafts on Instagram, I will try my best to share as many of them to my stories. And I am also going to be creating a story highlight that'll say something like customer creations. I haven't fully 100% decided what it's actually going to be called, but it means it'll be there permanently. So anybody coming in and wanting inspiration for a certain stamp set, or just to see what people have done with the stamps and things, they'll be able to find your creations and be inspired by them. So please do tag me, as I said, because I love seeing what you can do, and also because you will be inspiring a whole load of other people as well. Hello Andrew, how are you? Now that the paper, I've overworked it at the bottom there. It's starting to pill slightly. I don't know if you can see that. It's just starting to pill because it's had quite a lot of water on it, quite frankly. Shadowing seems to be occurring a little bit, but it's not getting as dark as I expected it to. It's also just looking slightly ropey, so we will see what occurs. If it's not right, you're good but tired, Andrew. I'm not surprised. I'm very tired. I think we're all tired after yesterday. It was a long day. Fabulous, but long. Kezia had a sickness. Kezia came home and was sick all night, so that was fun. So I'm very tired. Thank you, Debbie. Glad you're liking it. Right, the other thing is, while I'm adding the shadow, I'm sort of taking away the white edge to the cut line that I had, so it looks like it's becoming part of the piece a bit more. I like doing that. It sort of kind of ties in and blends in. It starts to look like you've painted the whole thing and made it yours. I'm going to have to let that dry a little bit. Let's get, because it's not dark enough, but let's get those corals in, and then we can start building up the shadow in lots of different sad times. I hope she gets better soon as well. Mostly because I'm exhausted. It is not fun being up all night cleaning up sick. Ugh. Poor Alistair, he was totally gagging because I had to wake him up to get him to help, because I was like, I can't clean her and look after her and clean the floor and the bed at the same time, so you're gonna have to help. And yeah, he struggled somewhat. So did I, to be honest. Mind you, it's not really what you tuned in for, to hear all about that. Right, so don't want to hide your pretty face, so let's just bring that down a little bit. Bring that down here. I'll have to neaten that up on the page. Okay. Let's just flip that round and neaten it off. For some reason, I didn't go in order. That's one from the other week. This book I've always sort of gone in order, and for that one, for some reason I didn't. Right. Thank you guys for helping me with the design of this, because I was definitely stuck there for a minute. Thank you for the card help last week. You've managed to purchase some card that doesn't bleed. You're very welcome. I'm always happy to help in any way that I can. Right, I'm actually going to move away from these pencils because they've ended up with quite a grainy, like scribble. You can actually see the scribbles, which is somewhat distressing. I don't really like that. I don't know what's going on, and also it's not darkened as much as it can. So I'm going to pull these paints back in because we've got this gorgeous sort of like, wow. There we go. Now that's what you call a shadow. Managed to get it all over her hand, but hey ho, that's fine. It's all good. Now that's much better. That's much better colour. And don't be afraid with watercolour, because, you know, we can soften that a lot. We can pull it out and then we can dab it up if we need to. But yeah, except there, because it's all got very pilled there. Where, yeah, I'm just going to try and, not the best paintbrush. That looks much better. I know it doesn't right now. Right now it's like there's a strange dark bit in it. But by the time we get the colour on the rest of the project, it will look much better. Just trying to hide some of these white edges. Oh, sorry guys, on Instagram, just realised that you sort of disappeared off the screen somewhat. There we go. Oh, look at that. It's much better. Don't be afraid of your shadows. It's funny when you start to look at underwater scenes and things like that, like especially in the depths of the ocean, it is very black. This is not the best brush. There's little spokes coming out everywhere, so it's probably very, I was about to say unneat, but that's not a word. Very dodgy painting going on here. It's a bit messy, but I'm actually going to be adding some splatters anyway, so if, hello Claire, if stuff kind of ends up sort of over the images, it's fine. To be honest, it's under the sea, and even if these creatures were down here, there'd be a lot of reflections and stuff going on anyway, so the fact that we end up with a bit of blue on her arm or anything like that is fine, because the reality of it is there would be reflection under the sea anyway, of just the way the light works and things like that, so that's all good. Finally got to bed, the kids to bed, it looks fab. Thank you. I have no idea if Kezia is in bed or not. Well, she's been in bed all day, to be honest, but I mean heading off to sleep. Right. It's getting there. Now, what colour splashes we're going to have to go for? Do we go for white? Or do we go for like a silver? I also kind of feel that some souffle might be quite nice on this. You know, if we got our stencil back out, the circle stencil back out. I mean, it would mean I'd have to show you the finished picture tomorrow. But, you know, like, see some of these little circles. I think it would be fab if we had some of those in the glitter souffle. I think that could be quite fantabulous. Thank you for everyone who's sort of stuck with this live. I feel like it's not been the most overly interesting. I feel like we've literally, you've watched me fussy cut and now you're watching me like add shadowing. I'm just trying to make her pop by there being a little bit of darkness around her. Silver. Wendy reckons silver splashes. Yeah, maybe silver and white, so that we've got the contrast, especially with the fact we've gone so dark. I also want splashes to disguise this. This is somewhat bothering me. There we go, we're getting there. You love watching fussy cutting. Oh, thank you, Susan, you're a sweetheart. I just always worry. It's the sort of thing that when I'm filming, oh, look how watery that looks now. I love, honestly, I really love, I know everyone has their own style of crafting, and you do you. That's the whole point in crafting. It's not about copying somebody else or whatever. It's about being inspired by what other people are creating. Cherry pick bits and pieces that you like and what other people do, and then through that, you gradually build up your own unique style. But I have to say, shadowing is just one of my most favourite things. I just think it takes it from looking alright to just looking so much better. Lots of movement. Yeah, thank you. That is what I tried to capture in the images, like, you know, the movement and the flowing hair. Because I think that's one of the things as well that's so magical about Under the Sea. There is just constant movement. Oh, that's gorgeous. Right, I'm very happy. There's a bit of gesso here, which is why that's going a little bit paler there. I mean, it was me that put the gesso there, so hey ho. Right, let's give this a waft, and then we're going to work through our splatters. I'm going to actually add some of the dark blue to try and come off this sort of square edgy bits a little bit, and then we will go silver and white, and I am very, very tempted to add souffle. I mean, I have to say, because I'm speed drying, some of the bits that I have stuck down are beginning to lift, but you know, we can stick that back down again. So try and get you central. You guys on Instagram, I keep sort of sliding you off the page. Hello, Crystal Tops. Lovely to have you with us. Now, let's see. Let's get some scrap paper. Right, because I definitely do not want, I don't mind blue blobs going everywhere because we're under the sea. And as I said, you're going to get reflection and all sorts of things. But I definitely do not want big blue blobs in the middle of our face. That would just be very unfortunate. So I'm going to try and just cover the bulk of this. I'm also going to just move my spare images because I'm going to put this across the desk and it's literally probably going to go everywhere. I always think it's amazing. I've got the most amazing equipment to film tutorials and whatnots that I try and do. And it's, you know, I've got microphones and lights and computers, and the computer's been purpose built, and then I constantly just splatter paint on it all. Right, so let's get some gorgeous blue splatters going on there. And I'm just going to twist it slightly so we have some going in the opposite direction. And then let's give that a little bit of a waft. I'm going to take that off. So I'm going to add silver and white as well. I might have to lift some of this with the, sorry, I keep bashing the microphone. I might have to lift some of this with my cloth. But it'll still give the look of the splatters and the bubbles. Trouble is, splatters can take a while to dry because they're quite deep. Some of them, the puddles are quite deep, so I'm just going to dry as much of it as I can and then lift. As I said, normally I would sort of leave that to dry and then come back and do the next stage, but that's not really within the realms of possibility when things are live, so hey ho. Right, let's get this back on again, and then we will grab another brush and go for some silver now. Right, this is quite dry this side, so I'm going to just try and activate that a little bit. I need to add more water to my spray bottle. I feel like I've heated my page up far too much now because I'm getting a slight burny smell. Right, let's get the silver on. I've actually got some Derwent iridescent paints, which would just probably be gorgeous for this. But as I said, we're definitely going to have loads more throughout the month of May that will be covering this kit and mermaid theme. Right. I'm going to take this off and actually do a little bit of silver across the rest of it, but I'm just trying to avoid her face. Okay. Again, let's give that a little waft. And then we will do the same with the white. We have a white here. I'm not sure how opaque this is. So let's just go with this one because it's a bit thick and chunky this, but I know it does the job. It's kind of needing to be. This is an acrylic liquid, the De La Rowney acrylic liquid, but it's barely a liquid anymore. So I do need a new one, but it does work well, she says. I do find it works quite well for splashes. It's quite thick though, so I'm going to just put a chunk of it into this lid here. And let's just loosen that up with a bit of water. Yeah, I definitely need to be replacing this. I've just not quite got round to doing that yet. I just need enough liquid to create some splatter, which we have, so it's all good. But having the contrast of that really dark blue and then the white should work really well. Pages look so much better when there is contrast. Right, I'm just going to let that dry a little bit because we need to choose a sentiment, and as I say, I do fancy getting some souffle out. We have loads of sentiments. Look at that, there's loads. Splashy and sassy, wild and free like the sea. There's a million fish in the sea, but I'm a mermaid. Quite like that one. Oh, I like that one. Be so awesome, people think you're a myth. Let's go for that one. Right, I need to just find where the scissors have gone. Here they are. Hello, pumpkin belly cards. Hello, Dotty Duckling. Lovely to have you with us. Right, so I've just noticed that should be you are, not your, but hey ho. I will try and go fix that. I'm going to divide it into 3 because I like it in 3. Oh, that's so cool. Right, let's get the black. Give it a little edge. Like so. Sorry, I've gone into quiet mode again now. There we go. Right, let's get some glue. Be so awesome. People think you're a myth. I like that. I had great fun getting some of these sentiments together. I think some of them are brilliant. We've got crabby but cute. I appreciate you because we've got octopuses. Got loads of different ones. Not all stars belong in the sky. I like that one. Right, cool. I think we are on the home straight. I just am really tempted to go and get some souffle and just add a couple of sparkly circles. Oh, I've got so much clutter on my floor. And I am sanding. Now, a lot of my souffles have dried out, so let's hope we've got one that would work. What's this one? Oh, yeah, I don't want that one. I love souffles. I'm so gutted that they're not available anymore. Sorry, I'm trying to find one that would work. think that'll work because it's a lot of blue. Hopefully it's not dried out. Because I have, mind you, to be honest, I'm very lucky, and the lovely Dawn has got these souffles as well, and she's lost quite a lot. To be honest, I have been keeping on top of mine and not really had an issue. So the two that had dried out, there wasn't much left in the bottom, so I'm not too overly upset. I think that would have happened with normal use as well. Right. I'm just going to, this is not the best spatula, but hey ho. It is what it is. Right, I'm just going to, now the only problem with these is they're absolutely fantastic, but they're not as good when you force dry them. So I am going to let this just dry naturally, and I will put a picture up on the socials at some point to show you the finished look, because I think it's going to be worth waiting for it to dry naturally. I'm just going to try and get some bubbles in 3 different places. So cute. And then I'm just actually going to put, let's just put one here. There we go. Fab. Oh, I survived without having to run out. I'm so pleased because I was feeling distinctly queasy earlier. Right, so I'm going to take that. Otherwise I'm going to have a sharp edge on my page when it all dries. I'm not going to do a jiggly border because I actually quite like the looseness of that. Right, let's see if we can just push things aside. So, for anyone that is interested in the kit, it is currently on my old website. If you use the code AQUA20, you will get 20% discount. And I think that code lasts until this time next week. And there it is. All done. So we've used some pre-coloured dudgies. In this occasion, we have created our own background just with using watercolour, layered up the dudgies, done a bit of shadowing, and just added a little bit of sparkle. We will see that sparkle once it's dried, and as I said, I will post a picture up later. Hello Marisa. Thank you Julie, glad you all like it. So that is me for today, and I will see you guys again next week. I will be rounded about on all the socials. Please do share your makes, tag me. As I said, I will share them with everybody else as well. Thank you ever so much. Take care. Bye. She says, and I need to get my mouse to work so I can